A typical visit to an art gallery often requires visitors to admire the artwork from a safe distance, avoiding triggering alarms or receiving reprimands from security. However, there is a new gallery that encourages visitors to immerse themselves into artistic spaces that extend far beyond the limitations of a canvas. And Paige is live in Dallas at Gallery Defi to experience art in an immersive way. Good morning, Paige.
Hey, good morning to you and good morning, Texas. You know, the name says it all. Gallery Defi, because this is so different than a typical gallery that you would attend. This is immersive. You have the opportunity to get up close and personal with some of these different artworks. It's a place where the gallery doesn't define the art and the artists are the ones that define the space. So it's kind of put art galleries, it's kind of tipped it on its head. And there have been a lot of people that have been behind this to make this happen. I'm excited to introduce you to one of them. This is Travis McCann to tell us more. Good morning to you.
Yes, hello. Welcome. Welcome to Gallery Defi.
This is the coolest space. I think another thing when it comes to galleries and when it comes to art, a lot of people feel like it's not very approachable, that we have to kind of like be on our P's and Q's and stand and watch accordingly. This really kind of blows that out of the water. You can really feel like a part of the whole experience, and this space is conducive to transform into so many different ways. How did the whole idea come about?
Definitely the case here. So we wanted to have an artist-first gallery here and really let the artists create beyond the canvas, as you can see behind us. So we're 16,000 square foot immersive art gallery here in West Dallas, and we wanted to create a space to make the art more accessible to the masses. So.
And I love the fact, too, that you are able to work with lots of different artists from lots of different backgrounds. You have prolific artists, well-known artists. You also have some up-and-coming artists. And you have artists in all types of different mediums. As a matter of fact, follow me. I'm going to introduce you to one of those artists who is up and a little looking above ground. This is Jude Tran. She created this art installation. As you can see, there are cigarettes that abound. She happens to be a respiratory therapist. No joke. How are you, Jude?
Hi, good morning. I'm Jude, and I did get up on this lift to paint this big old cigarette.
Tell me about this. Tell me about this and also the other cigarette prints. Why on earth did you decide that you wanted to do an installation, given what you do for a living and your feelings about smoking? Why you wanted to make such a statement?
Well, I've worked in the hospital for 8 years, and I mainly treat patients who are suffering from lung disease and lung cancer from decades of cigarette addiction. It's really hard to treat. It's really hard to see and to witness. It's quite traumatizing. So my art has kind of become an outlet for my emotions, but it's also a message. I try to remind people that smoking is bad, especially with the rise of e-cigarettes and vapes. I want to remind people that they should stop. Please quit. Don't become my patient one day.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I also want to give you a little love because check this out. This is your gallery as well. You can see some of these fantastic images, and you really took a moment of time in history and you put a new spin on it. Very briefly, tell me about this.
Yeah, so the piece right there, my girlfriend and I created a piece, wanted to encapsulate the year 1969. So Abbey Road came out in 1969, landed on the moon the same year, and then Jimi Hendrix closed out Woodstock in 1969.
I love that. It's so relevant still to this day. And some of those images, if you look a little closer, you can really reflect some, like the album cover of the Beatles. You know the Abbey Road and how you've been able to insert these other iconic moments.
The actual Woodstock crowd is in the reflection of their masks.
That is so cool. All right, let's move over here because I have somebody else I want to introduce you to. We're stepping into another gallery, larger in scale, larger in scope. This is an event space as well. I'm excited to introduce you to Kyle Sauter. We are standing behind us here is a really fantastic piece that is done by an artist with some notoriety.
Hi, good morning. This artist is Risk Rock. He's also known as the godfather of graffiti. He's the only person that's ever painted in Michelangelo's studio. And if you come to West Dallas, you'll see a 220-foot mural of him on the outside.
And he's also showcasing his art among some two relatively well-known artists.
Yeah, he's in a show with Picasso, Rembrandt, and Monet.
Picasso, Rembrandt, and Monet. What an iconic opportunity for this artist. And as you can see, art abounds. And what you've been able to do with this space is that you have it for fantastic special events. These events include everything from a night out to a Pilates class to even inviting kids from different elementary school on up to high school so that they can have this experience. And as you can see here on the stage, this is where you can really bring this venue to the masses and they can experience art in a whole different way. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so the idea was to make art more accessible by doing collaborations that kind of provoke creativity. So we've had a sound bath, we've had networking events. This Sunday, we'll have a Pilates class with Reformed Pilates.
And that's just a few. There's so many other things. We were able to give you about this much. I'm going to be doing some social media. You can check that out on Instagram and on Facebook on JMT's page or on my page, which is at Paige McCoy Smith. Thank you so much for this tour and congratulations.
Thank you so much.